Quarantine, day 11, Thursday, March 26th. It's nap time. It's not going well.
He really wants that door open.
Not gonna happen.
Because if the door's open,
No
he
nap time.
wanders around the house.
Elijah and Maddie dream a lot about sheep. Elijah had 12 dreams that had an average of 35 sheep in them. When Maddie added her 3 dreams, the average of the sheep of all the dreams was 42. What is the average of sheep in Maddie's 3 dreams? What up, my quarantine people? Back at it again, and it is nap time, so we gotta hurry up before my kids wake up. Shh. So you know, here at Quarantine Math, sponsored by Sides Check, or it is, yeah, yes it is. Quarantine Math, sponsored by Instructor Beats. We love our Sides Check, and this is a very, very confusing problem. If you are trying to do it in your head, you got to draw something out to help you, or just be really proficient in your algebra skills. So let's go ahead and start with our statement. The question was, what is the average of sheep in Maddie's 3 dreams? So our statement should say, the average number, right? Or hashtag, that's a number sign. Or pound if you used to have a rotary phone, right? The average number of sheep in Maddie's dreams is... So when I go back and identify, if I'm using that for my guiding light, I'm looking for anything about sheep, right, which is what my statement was, and then anything about dreams. And average is a middle school word, but hopefully if you're doing these challenge problems, you've run into it. If not, go ahead and I'll give you a quick rundown, but you can always YouTube things, Google, and find something to help you out. It's always a good idea. So there's a lot to write down. So actually, instead of writing down this one, I'm going to go ahead and just start developing my plan based on what I would have circled, because I feel like if I write it down, it's going to be even more confusing because there's going to be a lot on this paper. So the first thing was that 12 dreams have an average of 35 sheep. Okay, so an average is if you added everything up together and then divided it by the amount, the total amount, that's how much you would have, right? So for instance, we hear a lot about averages in sports. So if LeBron James is averaging 30 points a game, that doesn't mean he has scored exactly 30 points every game. What that means is when you add up his total amount of points and then divide it by the games he's played in, that equals 30. One game he might have 28, the next game he might have 32, right? So when you add that up, that's a total of 60. And then if you divide that by the 2 games he played in, 60 divided by 2 is 30. So when we're saying that 12 dreams have an average of 35 sheep, that means we've divided our total by 12 and have gotten 35. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and, I know that's supposed to be equal, right? So 1 sheep, 2 sheep, 3 sheep, ... 12 sheep. And they had an average of 35, which means each of them might not have had exactly 35, but when you added up the total and divided it by 12, it gave me 35. So I'm going to use this to work backwards to help me find my total amount of sheep. And when I do 12 groups of 35, I get 420. Okay? So I had 420 sheep total in Elijah's dreams, and when they were divided by 12 dreams, it was 35 in each. But then Maddie came and added her 3 dreams, and then the average sheep went up, right? It went up to 42. So if I add 3 sheep to 12, that gives me 15 sheep total. So underneath here, I'm going to draw a bigger tape diagram because I know there's going to be more sheep because it's going to be 15, right? And they each have 42. So now my group should be a little bit bigger, right? It's a lot harder to draw a straight line than some people think it is. Okay, I give art teachers a lot of credit. So now I have 15 sheep, and they each have an average of 42. So somehow when I added Maddie's 3 dreams to this, it went crazy. I had a lot more sheep. So if I want to know the total now, if I do 15 groups of 42, that gives me 630. Okay, so I had, at first when I had 12 sheep, I had 420. And then when I had 15 sheep, I had a total of 630. So what I want to do is I want to find the difference between Elijah's dreams by themselves and when I added Maddie's. So I know this was 420, which means the difference between 630 and 420 would be 210. So somehow those 3 sheep added a total of 210. Well, I don't want to know the total sheep that were in Maddie's dreams. I want to know the average number of sheep in Maddie's dreams. So now I have underneath here a separate tape diagram, which is why I'm drawing a different color, okay? And I know in Maddie's dreams there were a total of 210 sheep, and I know that because when I added them to Elijah's dreams, Elijah first had 420, and then when we added Maddie, we had 630. The difference between those, 210. And I want to know the average, which means there were 3 dreams, and if I'm finding the average, right, I'm dividing 210 into my groups, which is going to give me 70. Oops, that wasn't good. 70 for each dream. So the average number of sheep in Maddie's dreams is 70. That was pretty quick. There was a lot of steps and a lot of thinking, and I know that some of you might not know the word average, but that's why this is the challenge math part of quarantine math. If you're not ready, you can always stick with the 5th grade math. Not all the questions will be this difficult, but I will probably have an average question tomorrow just to kind of practice the skill we've been talking about. But this is how you do this question, right? And so you might have done it with algebra, might have done it a different way, but the answer is 70 for the average number of sheep in Maddie's dreams. You might be so confused that you just need to wash your hands, and afterwards, please don't touch your face. And if you're feeling math sick, please stay inside. Don't give up, but stay inside. And as always, stay safe, do math. I'm out.